Happy Fragrant Friday, fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with a new review. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. Welcome to That Cologne Guy. Welcome to Fragrant Friday, and I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks a lot for checking out my channel. If this is your first episode, I have new content that comes out every single Fragrant Friday. You've seen the title in the description, so you know I am checking out none other than Mancera's Silver Blue. So a while back I purchased something from Lucky Scent, and they give you the option of 4 samples along with the bottle that you got. And 2 of them were ones that I had requested specifically, and 2 of the ones they must not have had what I wanted, and so they just threw these in as a substitution. This is one of them. I did not ask for this, but I absolutely loved this week rocking this juice right here. A couple things you should know about this review, though, before I head on and gush about this fragrance. I am a hashtag fanboy of Mancera. You should know that because it'll come into play in my rating. I know some of them are a little too synthetic for some people. I actually love Manceras. I love Mancera. I love Montal, and I love the fact that it's the perfect marriage, really, of really 3 things. Number 1 is just great fragrance. I love the fragrances that I've tried from this house, Mancera. I love also the fact that finally I get a house that has fantastic projection, longevity, and sillage. And then the third thing I would say is, yes, it's niche, but it, at a 4 ounce, 120 or 125 mil, I think it's 120 milliliter bottle of these sizes for this house is, $180 retail. Forget discounter. Retail is something that is still relatively, quote unquote, affordable, or if you don't like that word, at least doable. And I do appreciate that about this particular house. So, and then I'll also go ahead and throw in too that I am a big fan of warm spices and gourmands as well. And this one has a lot of notes right up my alley. So again, I didn't request this one, but it got sent to me, and I just adored rocking this juice this week. This is a fantastic fragrance, and it has, I'll just tell you right now, some of the notes that I picked up. It's got cinnamon. So if you watch me each week, you're just going to sit back and smile. It's got cinnamon, it's got caramel, it's got oak moss, and it's got wormwood. And really the only, I love teak wood and I love guaiac wood. Wormwood is also up there for me. I certainly appreciate that. This is a 2019 Amber Woody. And then I think the overall smell of this one is, well, it's divine, but you won't like it if you don't like gourmands or food-like fragrances. I like them. I love them. And this one is like a burnt caramel. But here's what I love about this fragrance. Right when you think burnt caramel, usually it's what? Usually it's tonka, it's vanilla, and they kind of go that route. And when a stroke of genius, and it's too bad because I didn't catch the parfumé here this week, a stroke of genius by this person is to take something like a burnt caramel dominant fragrance and then add, oak moss. And go that route, and then of course sprinkle in some cinnamon, which you can never ever go wrong with. So this one is original, and then I'll also mention right now, actually, to me it's extremely original, but I wanted you to know 2 things. Number 1 is people said it smells, I can't speak to these myself, I just wanted you to know this. Apparently it smells like Penhaligon's Blazing Mr. Sam. And then the other one is Oud Malaki by Chopard. Oh, Chopard, I guess it'd be Chopard. Choppered. Coppered. Chopard, Chopard. And it is Oud Malaki, Malaki. I can't speak to those 2 fragrances, but apparently this one smells like them. So for me, I'm going to say highly original in the fragrances that I have reviewed, but I wanted you to know that I really appreciate the fact that this one is a burnt caramel dominant, but then it has these unexpected combinations. White musk is another one, and I just really think that it adds to this fragrance. I mean, think about it. It's to me, this is a perfect blend of gourmand spices. So specifically caramel, right? Burnt caramel, spices mixed with woodsy elements. And so for me, I mean, all systems go on this guy right here. Let's just keep the good news coming then, because longevity, projection, and sillage are just outstanding. And in fact, it's weeks like this that really make me reconsider, because usually I will say things like, I didn't get good longevity, but it's probably because I had dabs and it really wasn't. Even with this, I got outstanding longevity, projection, and sillage. Tip my cap to you. Thank you, Mancera. Merci, Mancera. So I love that about this house, and this one is no different. And this one is going to get you 8+ on longevity. Projection is going to be well over an arm's length for most of that, 6 hours at least. And coming in on the rooms for sillage, people definitely will pick up your scent trail. So yeah, I mean, just outstanding in all three categories, and I appreciate that. It's hard to go back to other fragrances when you wear something like that, like this, at least for me. So you guys know I like to talk about nomenclature. There's not too much to say here. I even looked on their site in case I was missing something. Let me just be grumpy here for a minute and say, I mean, silver blue. I don't. This is another fragrance with an extreme identity complex. The bottle is blue. I'll have a picture when I do post of the actual bottle, or if I don't have it here, I will have it on the thumbnail. How's that? But here is, the name is Silver Blue. So usually blue fragrances are aquatic. They don't have to be, but oftentimes they're aquatic, and of course they're more appropriate for the summer and for the high heat. They tend to be a fresh fragrance. That is definitely not the case. I don't even know what silver is going on there. I really don't know what to say about the name other than it does not fit, nor does the bottle color. So I'll just put that up right around this time. But you can check it out. So nomenclature, silver blue. Love the house. Okay, you know that Pierre Montal, of course, is the owner of Montal, and then his daughter is in charge of Mancera. So those two companies are inextricably linked. And so I would say, not too much about the house, but the name is the only one of the. There are two negatives I have for this fragrance. I'll just talk about them right now. One is I don't even understand the name. I don't get it. It makes me grumpy. Actually, it puts me in a foul mood. I mean, it's like silver blue. What a generic name for a fantastic fragrance. Call it like what would be burnt caramel in French. Call it something like caramel Quemois or something. I don't know. I'm just making that up. But you see my point. It should be called like burnt caramel in French. It should pay homage to caramel or maybe oak moss. I don't know. But silver blue does not speak to this fragrance at all. I mean, it's a gourmand. It's got cinnamon. They list it as cinnamon stick. It's got oak moss. It's got wormwood. It's got amber. It's got bergamot. What are we doing here? I mean, I don't understand silver blue, so that's going to make me a little grumpy. The inner Eeyore is also going to come out for one other thing too. If I had to be persnickety, I would say that this one has a little. I just wish the caramel were a little sweeter and not so. In my own terms, burnt. I mean, it has kind of a burnt caramel feel as opposed to just like a very sensual, soft caramel. And it does list it as toffee. Maybe I don't know, but I just feel like the I'm okay with the caramel being in your face. I'm okay with that because I love it. I can't get enough of it. But it does have a little bit of a burnt element to it that I wish would have been toned down. Those are the only two things I can really come up with. The name is Cheeseball. Throw it out. Get rid of it. Change I guess three things then. Okay, the name change the damn bottle color, and then the third thing is tone down just a tad the burnt quality of the caramel. Those are the only three things really I can come up with for this fragrance. Other than that, I found it quite frankly outstanding. I will be getting a bottle of this eventually. Absolutely love this. I'm sad. In fact, just this morning I used the absolute last few dabs, and so I'm sad to see this one go. So when it comes to gender, I'm going to go ahead and say this one. So this one is one of those ones on Fragrantica. It says for women and men. Excuse me. It says for women and men, but then on their site it's listed only under men. I'm not sure if there's a difference there on their site, meaning Mancera's site. I'm going to go ahead and say this is an 80-20. I feel like this is a very sensual, masculine fragrance, and I feel like this one is close to certainly being unisex. I do think a woman could pull this off. I do, especially with the caramel and the white musk. Why not? I do feel like with the cinnamon. When you get into things like oak moss, and we're looking a little bit more masculine in terms of practicality. Again, anyone can wear anything. We know that, but I think in terms of actual purchases, I think you're going to see an 80-20 split. I think you'll see 80% men and 20% women. Definitely could pull this one off. Age, when you get into oak moss, it starts off with wormwood and bergamot and cinnamon. When you get into things like cinnamon and oak moss and amber, I think you're going to be looking at the 30 and up crowd. Nothing to suggest that I wouldn't call this a youthful one. I also wouldn't call this like a sophisticated older gentleman's fragrance either. I'm going to say 30 and up would be the target for this fragrance. Now let's go to season, and season for me would be a fall-winter. I feel like this is a pretty clear example of fall-winter. In fact, we are technically in spring now, but I'm glad I got this worn while it was still relatively. We're in the cool, cold all morning, and then switch to t-shirt in the afternoon point of the year. On a rainy day today. So I enjoyed wearing this one. I do associate it, though, with something along the lines of fall and winter. The only exception to that would be if you just love gourmands outright, you could care less about the season. More power to you, because I am one of those people. So just, when it comes to event, come on. You're rocking white musk, you got oak moss, you got wormwood, you got bergamot, you got amber, you got burnt caramel, you've got cinnamon. Good God. What an embarrassment of riches. If this thing had teak wood or guaiac wood, I'd even be, or maybe even coffee, I'd even be creeping up into the perfect in the rating system from me, and the name change and the bottle change. So that as far as event goes, when you look at all those notes, what I love about fragrances like this one is this one really is one that it will mesh with a personality. That's my estimation. So you could wear this anytime, anywhere, any clothes, any event, any level of formality. The only exception, I do see this slightly more for the night, but I mean that in the literal sense of slightly. I would absolutely wear this one to the office. I would see it more as, I find it to be a sensual, masculine fragrance. It's sexy. So for me personally, I'd wear this more in the evening. If you wear this in the office, you absolutely could wear this during the day. Of course you could. The only thing I would say is, and where I'm going to go with this, especially for Mancera, just be careful if you wore it to the office, because this one is a projection beast. Forget longevity and sillage. This one does project quite a bit. So, and for a long time. So this is definitely one that you would want to go easy on the trigger, as they say. So, just something to consider when you're looking at this fragrance. All right, so let's get to the rating for this one. When you consider that I seared through this thing, and if you look at the embarrassment of riches that is the note breakdown, on top of it, for me it's highly original. It could very well be the case that it is an exact clone of the two fragrances a lot of people said it smells like, and maybe those came out before. I don't know. So I'm gonna keep the originality factor, relatively at bay here. And for me, it's just the outright smell of it. Yes, the toffee or caramel is a little bit burnt for me. I wish it would be it would smooth out the rough edges there. And then the name is just downright stupid. And the bottle color is pretty lame. So those are nitpicky points. And you might think, oh God, is he going to take off out of his 5 spray rating system? Is he going to take off 1 spray for each of those minor points that hardly anyone else would consider? No, I'm not. This is a 5 out of 5 in my rating system, and the only reason why I'm not going to dole out the extra bonus spray is because of the points that I just mentioned, and I'm also considering the fact that it is possible that it is a clone or copy or dupe of the other 2 fragrances. Okay, something to consider for a future episode, perhaps. And if you have smelled this and Oud Malaki or Blazing Mr. Sam by Penhaligon's, please, by all means, let us know if it smells anything like that, and I will check the years to see which one came out first. So this is a 5 out of 5, no doubt about it, no doubt. The only question this week would be, would this guy here get the elusive That Cologne Guy bonus spray? It does not. 5 out of 5. These are going to be faux dabs. Wingardium Leviosa. This will be faux dabs because I am dry as a bone, and I will go 1 on each wrist, 1 on each side of the neck, and then how about 1 for you, just because it's fake anyway. All right. Boom. Boom. See if I have any at all left. Boom. No, I do not. And boom. And just for you, the last one. Like holy water, right? Boom. There you go. That's the 5th one. 5 out of 5 for this 2019 Amber Woody from really, pretty soon I'm going to do an episode on my favorite houses. I've been wanting to do this for a while now, and it needs to happen in the next month or so. And I am I'll just say right now, the Manceras have to be up there. They smell divine. I love them. And they're relatively affordable for a frag head. Okay, for a frag head, they are relatively affordable for a niche house. They don't go crazy. Plus, they give you 4 ounces instead of 3.4 anyway. And then on top of it, this is just Mancera rocking longevity, projection, and sillage like there's no tomorrow. 5 out of 5, outstanding. Sad to see this one go. Always love reviewing fragrances from this house. In my top 5 or top 10 favorite houses, Mancera must belong in that episode whenever I do it. I hope you are doing well, my friends. You make sure you take care. Have a great week. Thanks for always checking out my channel. I know I need to do like those top 10 sexiest fragrances of all time. And I know I need to wear a suit, and I know I need to have better lighting. I know all that stuff. I just like sitting down and chit-chatting with you and really, really going through and deconstructing a fragrance each week. It's so much fun, and I really appreciate you checking out the episode. Have a great week, and always remember, my friends, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. Okay, so welcome to the bonus feature. I just couldn't resist after talking about the years on those other 2 fragrances. I went ahead and checked them, and I just wanted to let you guys know. So this one, Silver Blue by Mancera, is the last one of the 3. It's the most recent, so it is possible that it is a clone or dupe or copy. So the first one that came out was 2012, and that is Oud Malaki by Chopard, and that is by Dominique Hopion, by the way, on the Parfumé, and that is a 2012. The next one is 2018, and that's the Penhaligon's, and it's the Blazing Mr. Sam. It's not Blazing Mr. Sam, it's the Blazing Mr. Sam. I'm not sure what that's all about on the name, but that's a 2018. So this one here, Silver Blue Mancera, is the last one to the dance. I'm just trying to think if Silver Blue is a wink to these names, Oud Malaki, and then the other one is the Blazing Mr. Sam. Okay, yep. Thumbs down on Silver Blue in terms of the name, and that is just about it, my friends. Thanks for sticking around. Take care.